Hello everyone and welcome back to the Nanyang Championships and a qualifier. We are back in that fancy little best of one lower bracket, and as you can see, the draft has just completed. We did a bit of a reload there. If you're coming at this game from the VODs, it's going to seem a bit weird, but we did have to have a bit of a remake due to an item bug, but we are back in and ready to go. I'm Kyle Guy. I'm going to be joined remotely from Gods for Beyond the Summit. Gods, are you back and alive and well? Took about an hour, but we're back on schedule. Quote. So here we go. Draft is done. We'll just do a very brief introduction from both sides. Radiant, it's going to be paiN Gaming. We got HFN, who's going to be playing your Queen of paiN. We got Tavo, their offlaner. He's going to be playing your Earthshaker. We got C4T, also known as Cat. He's going to be playing your Winter Wyvern. We got Qualifiers, who I believe is also known as July, and he is going to be playing your Lion. And last but not least, your Gyrocopter is going to be ADR. God, you do me the honor by introducing Root Gaming on your dire side? Alright, we'll have to see what they can do. I'm going to just do a very mild adjustment of my camera. Seem to have reset. People don't want to get nauseated by this very fast-paced Blair Witch Dota action here. Okay, hit all the reborn buttons. We're back in. Alright, so the matchup is going to be in the mid lane. The Storm Spirit going to be going against the Queen of paiN, and a lot of emphasis, at least from the side of paiN Gaming, that they might want to secure this Queen of paiN a pretty good time. They already have Lion nearby, but you could say the same for the side of Root. They got Derp, and immediately they're going to be dishing out the lift because she did not commit for the blink. She does have to pop the salve, but she will be able to make it away. Oh, disastrous right there. The second they saw that she didn't have the blink, they're like, let's go, but they're not able to get her, but she has no salve left, Gods, and has to buy a new one.
Really?
That's all it takes for a mid laner to really just kind of get that bit of advantage. It's the definition of just give an inch, and now Monkeys Forever will try to take a mile out of it. Back at the mid lane, though. Oh, go ahead, please. The Shadow Strike is there. Can they follow it up? They certainly can. They got the Hex, and they got the Impale. It's going to connect, and it's going to be paiN Gaming who actually walk away with the first blood. Good commitment there. Good follow-up coming out from their Lion, and they get a hold of that pesky monkey.
What?
We'll touch base now with the offlaners a bit, as I know the mid lane seems to constantly be at a tizzy here. Even now Tavo coming in, catches the fish with just the tip right there on the monkeys. Every little bit of harassment is going to just force him back and force him to start working with those tangos. Uh-oh, who's this? It's Lion coming in from behind. Boom, got him with the Impale. They were going to get him again. He's going to go down. The tick, not going to get denied from Derper the second he shows up, but he does get a return kill, gets a good lift onto July, pulls him back, and they get themselves on the board. But that is 2 takedowns of Monkeys Forever, Gods. But not how they want it to be here. Even Monkeys, it looked like he might try to get there in time to make a stack for himself, but now he's just going straight jungle at this point. Yeah, as you said, Derp is going to be one taking reign on the XP. But we've been neglecting these offlaners a bit. Tavo 6-0 on his Earthshaker. On the other side, Juan doing the cog block once more here. He's currently at 5-0. His level is at 3. Tavo at 2, but he's very proactive. He had that bit of harassment in the mid lane earlier, and now he is smoked up. Together in hand with Lion, this is a walking set of stuns here. Oh, this is dirty. Monkeys is like, you know what, I'm done with mid lane. That's been too much trouble. Oh, God! Walks in, there's going to be a Hex, and Tavo's just going to club him in the neck. Doesn't even need to use the fissure. 3 straight takedowns of Monkeys forever. This is rough. paiN putting on a clinic in the early game right now.
At this point, that's a lot of Storm's net worth, so... Oh boy, Monkeys Forever now decides, okay, let's give mid lane another shot, but wherever he goes, paiN Gaming are there, so I don't imagine Lion's going to waste much time before he comes back mid.
Trying to get that level 4, while Queen of paiN is very close to level 6, 5.5. You couldn't ask for a dramatic turnaround than how the game had started initially. HFN eyeballs this mid lane a bit. Derp had grabbed the Invis rune from the bottom river just previously, and they're hoping for an opportunity to open up here, but it's still a bit sketchy. This Queen of paiN is getting closer and closer to having that sonic wave, and still continues to have Lion nearby. And now here comes Cat. Oh, they don't commit for it. It's very sketchy. That Arctic Burn, it is only level 1, but still has very nice range and a wonderful slow. Derp steps back. It looks like he's going to be picking up a couple of wards here. They want to create that safety barrier of vision so that Monkeys Forever, if he does decide to move into the jungle to farm up, he's not going to get caught off guard like he did previously here. Yeah. So I imagine Derp's probably going to take away the top.
It was a smoke committed from paiN, so it's one of those things where using your smokes this early just for the Storm kills, it means if Storm gets jungle farm and stacks, he can catch up quickly, and then his mid game looks good because there's going to be limited smokes from the paiN side. But paiN are the ones doing a better job stacking right now. They had both supports on it towards the mid lane. HFN's getting a lot more, and he can continue to get more if he uses his stacks well.
Yep. And bottom lane has just been like a free lane for ADR as it stands right now, holding phase and a couple of hundred worth of gold, and continues to just tell Xuan to stay the hell back, otherwise you're going to get a rocket barrage to the face. Just tries to keep this Clockwork in check, who's just trying to get the level up so he can be a bit of a return play for Rude Gaming in the mid game here. But attention towards this top lane. Your support staff rotating up here, another smoke coming out from them. HFN does have that level 6 Sonic Wave, wants to use it, wants to scream in the face of Shibby, their Root Gaming stand-in. Let's see if they can pull it off. He is level 6. Quick jump back, and he is behind the tower and away from trouble. And it looks like this smoke gank is not going to be happening, though. They do scout out Jaw and ping it out. He's already on the way out. I don't think they're going to be catching this one either.
Yeah, it's not going to be any kills despite the rotation. Queen of paiN still holding on to the ultimate, looking for that kind of opening to get a chance to use it, but it's like Storm may be able to get level 6, at least before without going down again. Oh, Gyrocopter bottom lane, call down.
There it is. Yep,
finds Clockwork.
Gets his level 6 call down, and Xuan may have been just a bit too far. We'll use it, take him down. A solo grab for him, something you don't want to have to see, but it does indeed happen. Could put off now that classic level 7, level 8 Gyrocopter rotation call down. And that could mean that he might feel a bit comfortable down here, but he shouldn't, because look who's coming around the corner. Hi, it's Derp. This should be an easy grab. Pull back with the telekinesis and a blow up from Monkeys Forever. He is desperate for any kill he can get at this point after the struggling start, and it's a good way to get on the, the run back, gods. ADR is the one that's going to be going down.
Yeah, that helps him out a lot, and he's past level 6 now. He's kind of, in some way, at least put up to the Queen of paiN in terms of experience, and has a double damage rune, so looking to at least bully HFN a little bit here in the mid lane.
Uh-oh, but Lion's here. Careful. July moves in, gets the Impale on the Monkeys, but quickly going to get lifted thereafter. He's the first sacrifice, just a bit out of position there. Cat could not get close enough to help him out with the Cold Embrace. Maybe just Lion get a bit too antsy at that point. Both teams are just really making sure they have a circle of support around this mid lane. Oh, there goes a Sonic Wave, but Monkeys Forever barely going to be fine. Jump in, follow up, scream that bottom. Been saving him up, and he is going to withstand the pressure from HFN. Oh, barely edges away from that.
Yeah, just the level 3 scream went for 2 points in Shadow Strike, and as a result doesn't get the kill.
Dang it, ADR again bottom lane gets a hold of Xuan and will be taking him down simultaneously. Of course, help coming out from Tavo, the setup with the fissure, but nonetheless, Clockwork will be going down again, and that's another kill for your Gyrocopter.
Oh, so this is where, okay, Storm's kind of caught up, but Gyrocopter's going to come online soon. He's going to start TPing around, looking for kills as needed. The safe lane's been pretty heavily won by him, although, I mean, Clockwork's still getting levels, so this is still a Clockwork who can have a mid-game impact just by hitting level 6, and it looks like Clock will TP back bottom once more, try and reach that oh-so-important level 6 before we maybe see Clock start rotating to some of these other lanes.
HFN makes his own personal return to the mid lane here. Cat had been doing his similar to Dazzle duty. Look at this pretty girthy stack down here. It's going to actually get scouted out from Clockwork as well, so Root Gaming know this is here. They know it's happening now, and they don't have any help nearby to make a move in there unless, well, Derp and Monkeys want to kind of interject and get a bit of a payback, but I don't foresee that happening here. It just seems like it's going to be an easy takedown here for HFN. This will accelerate his farm and go for... Snipe any creeps? Nah. Orchid is going to be coming a lot faster now, though, for HFN.
Yeah, he's in a pretty good position. He has to pop his haste rune, not for a kill or any action, just to heal up and keep
Here
himself
comes Root.
in lane.
Root's coming in. They smoked a move. It's going to get popped. They know they're hiding in the trees there, but I don't know how comfortable they are, but making a commitment. It's a 2v3. I mean, Monkeys has the luxury of just kind of ball lightning out from trouble, but Derp is not so fortunate, so...
This is the kind of new Ember Spirit build we're seeing more and more. This Boots of Travel Rush, where Ember Spirit just gets active everywhere on the map. It's got a much shorter cooldown than TP scroll, 45 seconds, and you're so mobile. You can just constantly fight, constantly heal yourself back up. He may be like over-rushed a little bit because he's got such a small mana pool. Like, he needs a wand, he needs a bottle before he can truly fight. But ultimately, this is an item you want to get on Ember Spirit these days, it seems. So I like the pickup from Shibby.
With just such a brash early pickup, it just seems to kind of reek of, I'm an Ember up here and I don't really see any threat. So I'm going to just continue to do my thing and farm up and get those necessary items. And I don't have to worry about the repercussions of picking up that Boots of Travel too early. It's only been Tavo who's been kind of dancing around bit by bit with maybe an occasional rotation. Now this is going to be the second attempt now that they're going to be making a move onto Shibby here. You got HFN and July both smoked up. They have been blowing through these smokes all game already. Will they get him this time? They got him this time for sure. Follow up, they got the Fissure stun. There's the Impale. They have a Hex if necessary, but it's not. Sonic Wave is going to be there, and they will take Shibby down. Him and his ruby red shoes.
Yeah, paiN Gaming just moving well, making the most of these lanes here with Gyrocopter, having a great time in the safe lane. The offlane Earthshaker's got so much on his roam mid and got kills, killed the Storm in the jungle. Now he's setting up action at top lane on the Ember Spirit. They're just spreading the pressure across all the core heroes. You've got Clockwork in the offlane dying to the Gyrocopter, the Storm got pressured heavily mid, and now that's the second kill attempt, and this is the first successful one on the Ember Spirit to slow him down, so... paiN making sure they don't kind of over-prioritize just any one target.
Big stack for Monkeys to burst through here. It looks like he'll probably just be going for the Bloodstone to help accelerate the farm and just get a bit of extra sustain for himself. He'll start bursting through the next one here, though there is a very deep ward. paiN Gaming know this is going on, but don't feel necessary to rotate over there quite yet. Actually, Shibby returns back to the lane. This dynamic duo very close to being able to actually burst him down, given... you know, a flame guard here and there, and then if July is able to get to his level 6, he can have that Finger of Death ready to go.
Root kind of grouped up like they're looking to smoke, but no smoke on them. Okay, now they pick one up, but looks like Monkey's going to try to find himself a rune. He is going to work straight towards Bloodstone this game. And Lion finds an Invis rune. This is a dangerous rune to have on a Lion with his initiation potential, and it looks like he's pinging up top, hoping the Ember Spirit comes back, but... doesn't look to be the case for now.
No, Ember actually is going to be top. He was bottom, and then takes the quick road all the way back up to that top lane there. So if he does show himself, could be in a bit of trouble. Will manage to chop his way out from those trees. And I like that. He puts a remnant way in there just in case something does pop out. But he better pray there's not going to be too much lockdown.
This Lion is about to hit level 6.
He's waiting.
One more creep.
Can him and Fissure get the job done alone? We might have action breaking out bottom possibly as well, because we have Root smoked inching in towards the paiN Gaming woods. But there's that Lion. He's in that little crevice. He'll be able to leech
he's gonna
out.
Get 6 from the neutrals.
Yep. Right here. He's got it. He's level 6. But it's a bit too far further, and there it is, bottom lane. God damn it.
I'm sorry. I was so excited for this top lane Lion.
Me too.
If he'd realized Ember got 6 from the neutrals, he could have just jumped out knowing he was at the neutrals, perhaps.
Well, they move in, even a call down to follow from ADR. That's a bit ambitious. Derp. Uh-oh. little too far from his friends, is going to get into a solo fight with Gyro, which is a solo fight you typically can't win with a Rocket Barrage top lane. They finally make that move on a Shibby. Now they got the finger, they got the fissure, and there it is, gods. They do end up getting a hold of him, and they will get that kill. That's paiN Gaming coming with 2 kills across the whole globe.
It's just a matter of time. Like, they're hiding in the trees there, waiting to go on him. I'm just like, okay, they're going to go for this kill. They're going to go for this kill. Right?
Oh, and they're going to go for the one
now.
mid lane. Caught that as well. HF Ben sees a little Lina, and we see her go bye-bye. Quick and easy kill. 9-4 now. paiN Gaming looking very sharp.
Okay, this is just solid aggression too. Like a lot of the games we saw yesterday, like you go back to that paiN series against C9, like game 1 especially, the Spectre game, it was a kind of very slow paced, kind of more farm centric game, but this time around paiN have just upped the ante and playing all out with just aggression all over the map, and they found themselves 9 kills in the first 14 minutes and a very active Queen of paiN performance, very active Lion. Lion so far has just been everywhere on the map, mid lane, top lane, wherever he's needed, constantly ganking and getting kills not just on supports. He's killing the Storm multiple times, he's killing the Ember multiple times now, so this has been a really good showing from July.
So if we look over for Root and what they might need to do to pull themselves back into this game, I mean, Lina, who's almost level 7, I've yet to see a Lagoon at this game. I mean, we're seeing Lion. The second he gets Finger, he's like, let's put it to use, let's get it done. Outside of Root, it seems a bit more disciplined, a bit over-passive at this point. Do you think it's because they're forced into position already where they're going to just have to be passive and they're not able to really be aggressive? We were waiting for this Clockwork to get his hook shot and maybe consider making an impact in the mid-game. Now he's level 8. We still yet to see that impact coming. Are they just being nerfed down from paiN Gaming, or are they just going to have to continue to wait for their own window to kind of open up for them?
I think they can easily countergank and kind of create their own windows of opportunity. Like, especially some of the, I think the Clockwork, the big hero you kind of mentioned, who hasn't really made a move to go look for kills. We had this recent smoke gank, which was the Rubik, the Lina, and the Storm Spirit. But you've got all these great mid-game fighting heroes. Ember Spirit, Clockwork. These are heroes that want to be getting kills around this time of the game. You don't want Ember Spirit to just be going back to the safe lane to keep on farming when he's got Boots of Travel, Bottle, almost completed Bracer. This is where you really want a level 9 Ember Spirit to be fighting, getting kills, having constant kind of skirmishes going on. And that's a similar story for Clockwork. So the Lina, I mean, you haven't used the Laguna Blade yet. That's not the biggest concern, but I'd be more concerned about the Clockwork and Ember Spirit and where they're going to go next.
Apparently he has hurricane issues. I guess we just gotta go. That's a new one.
I hope everything's going okay there. But
who is that? That is Ja. Oh. Do we know where he's coming from?
I was just wondering the same thing.
Let's look at that
whereabouts?
Steam profile.
Let's bring up a weather map and you
Hawaii,
might get an idea.
Apparently. Uh-oh.
Oh.
No, that is the little island out there in that hurricane territory. Oh, I hope to goodness everything is going to be fine for Ja. That is very unfortunate for Root Gaming as a whole. So we have a 5v4 now. We were talking about gods, what Root Gaming could do to come back. Now what do they got to do, because they're going to be without their Lina? I guess if they had to lose someone, it's a Lina who's already level 6, so you can control her for her Laguna, and it is just a support, but in reality, this is going to be one hell of a steep hill to climb. Yeah,
this is where Derp on the Rubik will probably be in charge of just using the two heroes, trying to use them in tandem, telekinesis into LSA, basically a full Lina combo. So we'll see what Derp can do. It's not like all hope is lost just from this. Already they're in a bad spot, so this makes things even trickier, but it'll just be a Rubik Lina basically support duo always sticking together. And if you're paiN, the thing is you can see this and say, okay, let's slow things down now. We kind of they can kind of abuse the fact it's 4v5 and just turn it more into a farm game if they want to, because they're always going to be more efficient with farming. Whereas when you're playing 4v5, you're generally sticking together more as 5 and trying to just take like 5v3, or well, I guess you're not really 5, but take favorable fights where you have the numbers advantage.
I can imagine, though, just behind the headphones, behind the mics on the Root Gaming side, it's probably a bit crazy. You have Shibby, who's already a stand-in, as they don't have Waga. Now you have a member just kind of missing. I wonder what they're really saying to each other, to be like, okay, guys, let's just come together as 5, push, hope it works out. If maybe we get a team fight, we'll continue playing, but if it ends up being a disaster, we might just have to opt out. That's just my foresee,
And Root don't have a good pushing lineup, so they can't just expect to group as 5 and see results. They have to be able to. They have to be able to find a team fight, not just group us 5 and go for a tower, because they'll push very slowly. And if paiN want, they can just push the other lanes. You can just have Queen of paiN spam out a lane using Scream. You can just have the Gyrocopter use the flak, push down the lane as well. But for now, it looks like paiN are going to kind of group up towards bottom, and Root will struggle to react to this. Having all your heroes TP down here to counter gank is just not something they're set up to do right now. And there is an Orchid online on Queen of paiN as well.
Just because you lost a player doesn't mean we're going to stop popping smoke ganks here and getting at you. Juan is very nervous. He knows that there is a lot of people missing. Everyone's missing. Oh, he rocketed right over the head of Lion. He's going to get pinged out. Monkey shows up. Does he make a jump in there? No, he's going to get hexed up. They see him because of the ward on the high ground. Hookshot going to be missing. Now they turn back. Immediate finger, which is going to get dodged from a convenient power jump. But Monkeys will still go down nonetheless. Gets caught out from the lockdown from Gyrocopter and will get dropped. Very ambitious effort right there. And it looks like paiN Gaming are going to segue this into a tier 1 takedown.
Yeah, I don't think they were ready for the Orchid there. The Storm was like, wait, what? Quap already has Orchid? This is happening? Okay. And Rubik and Lena were just kind of at top lane. You can't, I kind of mentioned earlier, you can't just all expect to have 3 to 4 heroes TP bottom. You already have to be in position, and you TP in like 1 to 2 heroes at most. So Root really going to struggle here. They're going to just keep pushing out this top lane, but here comes Earthshaker.
Fissure, walk in, Echo, you can do it! He's trying to get in there! Oh, it's just for Jaw now, though. Not going to be enough, but hey, look at the follow-up come out. They're going to get derp down. One by one, they drop. Obviously, a very handicapped Root Gaming squad. Continue to get bullied here. Bit unfortunate with the circumstance, of course. We'll wish Jaw the best and hope that everything's okay in his Hurricane Valley. But, oh well. Steady as she goes here. paiN Gaming know that they still want to have to fight for their tournament life, as this is just a best-of-1 elimination. And that means that they will be able to move on forward and I believe await the winner of our next series, Gods, if I'm not mistaken, which is Fire going against Sector V. So.
Yep. That should be a good
back.
one as well. Yeah.
He's
nice.
back, apparently.
That's good news.
Hurricane has let up briefly, apparently. But he'll come back into more of a grim picture. It's not like they were able to get much done while he was gone. In fact, they lost so much.
And it's one of those things, like, unfortunately, they didn't know he was going to be coming back in 3 to 5 minutes, or they could have just left it paused. But unfortunately, while he was gone, things got a bit more grim for Root Gaming, who have a Snowball and Queen of paiN on their hands to deal with. Queen of paiN, already sitting on 1,300 gold on top of the Orchid, has picked up an Ogre Club, so it's going to be a probably BKB rush coming out next, and this BKB won't take very long to finish.
Jaw's back. Sorry. Storm in Hawaii, apparently. Well, I know it's something you can't control, buddy, but unfortunately, the show must go on. He makes his return to bottom lane, and we'll see. Gods, if Root can pull off a comeback in this game and win, that would be something to tell. So we'll see if we're going to get that micro Cinderella story here, but paiN have been very persistent on just going along with their proper game plan here. Both supports continue to make stacks, continue to farm up. The rest of the 3 already on the move here. ADR has got a BKB ready to go, full 10 seconds. We already talked about the Orchid that's in hand for HFN. He already has also a Ogre Club himself on the Queen of paiN. And for Tavo, opts to go with the Force Staff. Not a Blink Dagger, but he is going against the Clockwork after all, so you can't really blame him for that.
Yeah, a slight deviation. I kind of like it against the Clock. He'll, I imagine, go back for the Blink anyways, but it just kind of secures your mid-game. Like, Clock is thinking, great, I've got this Blade Mail, I can just start hooking in, killing the Gyro. Well, Gyro's actually got a BKB, so this Clockwork Blade Mail is going to be kind of neutered by the fact that Gyro's got BKB and Earthshaker is full stuff, because you want to hook a Gyro before he has BKB, Blade Mail, and that's like a free kill, but there's no good targets for Clockwork to go in anymore.
Yeah, that always seems to be the game plan when you pick that Clockwork into a Gyro. It's like, if you can make it into that window where you have the Blade Mail before the BKB, you could just keep putting him in check, but unfortunately that window is gone. And I agree with you. It's going to be scary to find a good, proper target. It's probably going to be more on the backstaff, making sure you take Earthshaker maybe out of the fight and not allow him to kind of get in. But he does have that Force Staff, so even that is not going to be too easy. Seems like paiN Gaming just kind of will have an answer for what Root Gaming bring forward. It's going to probably be on Root Gaming to be a bit more creative. At least for now, though, Gods, they pick up their first tower. The bottom tier 1 will go down.
Yeah, and Monkeys is still, he's caught up. He's farmed up a Bloodstone. He's sitting on 8,000 net worth behind the Queen of paiN, but as far as a 90-minute Storm Spirit goes, this is still pretty decent farm. So Monkeys is in a position where it can look to maybe turn around the game. If he gets a couple of kills, starts piling up Bloodstone charges, we will see ourselves with a competitive game on our hands. It's not an insurmountable lead right now, just about 5,000 net worth. 20 minutes in, that's decent, but it's not, it's definitely possible to come back on the Root Gaming side.
We'll see. It's definitely not as far-fetched as you might think. Invis is going to be spawning up, which HFM will take with himself to that top lane, where Lion's already planted himself. God's Lion has a Blink Dagger now. Very scary. That is
That's a danger item for Ember.
Yeah, insta blink
for a lot of heroes.
Insta setup. Regardless of BKB or whatever defense you may have, you better hope that you are not caught at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Good map awareness though, Shibby. He's just circling exactly where they are. That circle on the mini-map, both Lion and Queen of Pain were smack dab in the middle of it.
The rocket was there to follow, and they spot him.
They also saw the blink, so Shibby now has the knowledge that there's a Lion blink. Unfortunately, that knowledge just tells him, like, okay, guess what? You're not allowed to farm anymore.
Yeah.
It's not exactly like, it means he won't, it looks like he's going to actually bait the top lane, but...
I was going to say, like, the other option is, a blink, let's take advantage of that, but really, how do you do that? Well, you maybe bait it out.
But as soon as, like, Lion's like, okay, I just got scattered by a rocket flare and Ember's farming up here, like, he knows I have a blink, he knows I was nearby, he's doing this because he's baiting it. It's kind of like, goes both ways there, where...
Yeah.
It probably just gave paiN a lot of information that Root rotated top, because that's the only reason Ember would be farming the lane, is because he felt safe and secure knowing he has backup.
So while paiN recognized that probably the majority of Root Gaming are going to be at that top lane, they're at bottom. They will do a bit of a D-ward. They could have pressured the bottom lane a bit, but it looks like they'll just take this time to continue farming up. And Root Gaming still have some pretty aggressive wards here that kind of see the rotations from paiN and where everyone will be at a moment's notice if they do decide to make a jump themselves. But it seems like it's not going to be easy. After a strong push towards the top lane, they're already pulling back. Root just seem content on continuing to farm up so that they can just kind of play this catch-up game from what they've lost already so far. They certainly have the potential, a high ceiling on Ember Spirit, as we all know, and great high ground defense could be there with the help of a Clockwork.
Yeah, for now it's just playing keep away, and they're being very successful at it. The warding and just general map control has been pretty decent for them. They've kept lanes pushed out as well, so...
Call down on bottom, but Shibby just kind of shrugs that one off and continues his bit of farm. Even paiN Gaming just going a bit more passive right now, and it's hard to say who this really benefits more, because I don't know. Even though it's 12-4 and Root Gaming are playing with what was a bit of a deficit, I feel like this is the game they're happy with. Keep farming up, take it longer and longer, kind of prolong a bit and play a bit of that cat and mouse, as long as they can kind of get away from paiN.
paiN have been stacking Ancients. They've kind of been slightly out farming Root during this period, though, and I think for paiN, it's like they're waiting for a couple of key items. Gyrocopter maybe to get one more decent item. They want to maybe grab an Aegis at some point. If they get an opportunity to take a tier 2 town, it looks like that's exactly what they've created top. They'll look to push and take objectives, but they won't be breaking high ground until they've got like an Aegis and a couple more items.
The rockets continue to come, so they know that most of paiN are waiting behind this queen. And ADR will just kind of linger about, and it looks like they'll just take the farm from the Root Gaming side before they head out. One TP out, it will be HFN. Looking to see if anyone's kind of lingering around. Monkeys is the closest here. And he's making a long jump here. Scouts out the ancient camp. Get that little range creep out of there. He'll annihilate it. Lion moves in and misses the stun, but they do follow with a Hex, a Finger, a Winter's Curse, a Rocket Barrage, and the Kitchen Sink. Wow, they even had all hands on deck for that. As Tavo comes in near the back end, they see Monkeys and they're like, kill him now! And they get him.
It's one of those moments where they haven't got to use a single spell on a hero for about 5 minutes. Because of how like defensive Root have been playing, everyone's like, sweet, we get to use spells, we get to kill a hero, let's just throw everything we can, because I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to use my Finger or my Winter's Curse anytime in the next 5 minutes as well. So they just go all out just for the one kill, and I mean, why not?
Monkeys did have that Bloodstone, so he comes back right away. Root Gaming are happy to pressure the bottom because they know all those spells have been expended. Do they consider a defense or a fight at this mid lane, knowing that some of those big bad ultimates are not going to be available? Looks like not the case. Derp doing a bit of a mid lane pull himself. Seems like Root are just very aware where paiN Gaming are at this point, and they just kind of divert their attention elsewhere. I mean, I figured this could be a possible chance, but maybe they just feel that paiN Gaming are still just too farmed, a little too far ahead.
Yeah. I think you got the two BKB cores, and they put their farm in places where they're really good at fighting. A BKB on Queen of Pain and Gyro just makes these heroes incredibly strong, whereas you look at the farm on the root side, Ember with Boots of Travel, Perseverance, items that allow them to move around anywhere on the map, but they don't necessarily make the hero stronger in a teamfight setting. So, in a teamfight scenario, Root's actually further behind than the net worth difference suggests, just because of the way some of their heroes have itemized and the way paiN have itemized, where paiN's items are all about being strong now, and Root Gaming are looking more towards the big picture of the late game with the Bloodstone pickup on Storm, the Ember with the Boots of Travel, and they're looking to kind of more find pickoffs rather than teamfights.
Looks like paiN, they got that high ground ward up. Rockets continue to fly towards the bottom. They see HFN there, as if maybe paiN could be eyeballing this Roche. Don't have the fastest Roche lineup, though, really. Neither team really does. Take a bit of a muscle power from either side to get it done. No, top lane, Fissure to fly out. Follow-up comes in. They're going to get Shivy with that Winter's Curse and the Hex. Look, can they finish him off before he makes it out? No! He has made it all the way back and away. The Echo's not going to catch. Look at this. Monkey's Forever makes a jump in for HFN, and they're going to get the kill. That's
a gem. Oh boy,
it's a slippery Root Gaming squad. Whoa, I can't believe Shibby made it out from there.
Yeah, that was the right move for paiN. Defend that tower, go for the kills there. Definitely the right play to make. They had great blink initiation from a Lion. They just didn't combo anyone down. It felt like they were unsure. Are we going on the Storm? Are we going on the Ember? Earthshaker's like, do I need an Echo? By the time he decides, okay, I need an Echo, it's too late. Now they blink in mid and they're losing more.
They're going to get Lion here. Root Gaming crawling themselves back into this one after what was a huge advantage start from paiN Gaming. Kill after kill on the Monkeys Forever, and then, of course, the brief loss of Ja. It seemed like it was just going to be an easy paiN 1-0, but look at this. Root Gaming showing they still have life. Their persistent cat and mouse game where they're allowed to continue to farm up has led them to opportunities where they can make some good counter plays. Thank goodness they're so mobile and elusive. I mean, they were able to etch themselves away from trouble and have these opportunities, and that means that Shibby is getting very, very close now to that first Battle Fury. The damage and cleave is going to be coming together, and things could get scary for the paiN side. But big stack here for ADR, though, Godson. He's just going to chunk right through it.
Yeah, it's been blocked off, but a bit too late. Most of the stacking had already been done, and ADR picks up SMY now as well, so he's got a decent chunk of farm. Kind of mentioned paiN Gaming, their items built for fighting now, and SMY another example of that, but Root's starting to get some decent fighting items of their own up. They've got the BKB on Storm now. You mentioned Ember's first Battle Fury. It's now online once he gets the courier or goes back to base for it. So both these two core heroes on the Root side are also pretty teamfight ready.
We look to paiN. Tavo has that magic Blink Dagger now. Didn't have best luck with the Echo Slam in the previous little skirmish, but now with the Blink, might be able to catch Root a bit off guard here, which they're currently trying to do with everyone else. They have a smoke in this mid lane as they try to possibly bait out ADR. But the follow-up's not coming. Oh, Derp could be caught here. HFN, if he gets a quick Skype, there's going to be the blink in, and he is able to blink away. That stolen blink coming in very handy. Avoids the trouble.
Man, Root are just so elusive right now. They're only taking fights if they want to, for the most part. Outside of top lane, that was a bit dicey for Root, where they got into a fight they didn't really want to take. It wasn't on their own terms, but since then, they're just dodging and just kind of weaving, dodging, just avoiding blows coming from paiN, and it's working out well.
Here's paiN. They want to press the issue. Start going at this tier 2 here. Let's see if Root Gaming look to respond. We got Juan in his high ground possible hookshot position here, but the follow-up's not there. Monkeys and Dirt both in the mid lane. Shibby's pushing out a side lane as he has the help from John nearby. They're just going to have to just continue to sacrifice maybe a couple of these outer towers until it's maybe their time, and that time may not be until it's high ground defense. Unless there's other opportunities like we saw previous where they can make a counter play. I imagine they just continue to be elusive and wait until they are forced with their backs against the walls inside their own base before they take a real serious team fight.
Yeah. And even looking at some of the heroes such as Lina, you're looking at a potential Aghanim Scepter build-up for Ja. That's going to be a key item to have against the BKBs of both Gyro and Queen of Pain. And you've hit level 11, so Ja's looking like he can transition into a pseudo-core hero as well on this Lina. You'd almost rather more farm goes towards Lina than Clockwork at this point. Clockwork's kind of at that point where you've got 4-star Blade Mail, There's not really any major item progression that's going to make this hero get a whole lot stronger. The Ags is nice, a BKB potentially is kind of nice as well, but farm on Lena does a lot more than farm on Clockwork at this stage.
I agree. I mean, his focus right now probably get a big jump in, whether it's a quick save, and just kind of put all the attention onto him so that people like the Storm, like the Ember, can get away with maybe an extra sleight of fist, that extra bit of a jump. And you don't really need a dramatic amount of items to do that kind of a job. So if they can put a bit more for Jaw and the Lena, a hefty hitting Laguna, man, these guys are just neighbors and they don't even know it. This bottom lane. Shibby's able to just etch away from the trees.
Cat.
Bottom though, Jaw and Cat. Ha, ha, ha. And they kind of see each other. Oh, Fisher's gonna miss. And so is the totem. So John means he can get away unless they want to curse. Oh, they want to echo and curse together because why the hell not? It's Alina, who still lives, forces out, pops the mech. Now ADR comes in. Space created, I guess, from John, and ults used. Oh my god. They're like, we're not going to let her get away.
Out the top lane, they're just like, they're probably having flashbacks.
Oh, they also do happen to get Juan in the mid lane with the help of HFN. Commits the BKB and everything for it with the scream, and he will go down. But a lot of ults now on cooldown after just those 2 kills.
Oh yeah. Monkey's at top, has an Invis rune, has hit level 16 as well. Looks like he will be going for Lincoln's as his next item, so going purely defensive on the Storm, which is what we're seeing more and more of, where Storm can just be so annoying and delay the game by just having the mana pool from the Bloodstone, using it to just creep skip waves if you need to, use like Ball Lightning TP tactics, so you don't have to go for the offensive items of Orchid and Hex as much as we used to see.
Jump onto HFN. The top lane, though, comes from Monkeys and Derp, and they look to have plenty of lockdown, or do they? A blink from HFN puts her into safety zone, and now they're going to put their focus on the Monkeys forever, leading in with the Impale. Cannot catch the Fissure on Monkeys. They do catch Derp, though. Monkeys can't TP away, gets knocked with the Totem. Now he's going to be forced to pop the BKB. Derp makes his way out. Monkeys will have to do it the old-fashioned way here, possibly. Slowly walk and bottle up and hope that you have the mana to make a jump or turn back and fight, because why not? He's going to get Tavo down. Will get the Impale. There's the Rocket Barrage. No curse ready to go. Call down is there, but not oh, he's got a suicide. Okay, he's dead. But, man, draws a lot of attention. Expends a lot of spells. Mid lane, HFN will go down to Shib. We would catch the back end of that one. Good catch for him. Knows that it's going to be a solo opportunity for him. And then Lion goes down. Jesus Christ, what's the hell happening? Schwan gets a good catch on the support line in the top lane. Commits everything for it. Hook shot and a battery salt.
And this is where the Rue lineup kind of goes pretty well into the late game because of how mobile their heroes are. Storm just balls around. You've got the Ember Spirit with the Boot to Travel, Fire Remnants who can be ultra mobile, Clockwork with hook shot. They're just pulling paiN apart right now.
Call down from ADR. Mild damage. Just trying to keep the creeps and the pressure off the tower. They'll even pull out the glyph now, but they would love to get this. It looks like they don't want to linger too much longer and decide to step back here as ADR pushes in. Pressure.
Well, space for Jab bottom. Jab's almost... He's got this tier 2 bottom tower.
Yeah.
May get denied depending... Nope. paiN not even coming.
They got it.
They're too far away.
Well played from Ja. Fighting his way through Hurricanes in this game, apparently. As he's got 1,200 gold already on top of that point booster, he's inching closer and closer to getting that Aghanim Scepter, and that could be a bit dramatic here for paiN if they don't acknowledge it. We'll have to see.
Yeah, there's a lot of farm on ADR. His Gyrocopter now picks up Satanic, so things are going to get harder and harder to actually kill and bring him down, but he doesn't do a ridiculous amount of damage with this build-up of his own, so kind of similar to the Storm, where you're kind of looking to go towards the late game just by staying alive as much as possible in the mid-game, and then you're just saying, later on, once I'm really tanky and hard to kill, that's when I go for my damage items.
And Monkeys, I don't know if it's been mentioned yet, looks like he's going to be building up into a Lincoln Sphere. At least has the Perseverance for now. Doesn't like the Lion, I suppose. Doesn't like the Insta-Hex, maybe. Doesn't like the Winter's Curse. Still a lot of ways to pop it, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely a good item in this game. It's like not. It's kind of hard to line. Like you have to use the Hex and the Impale to go in on the Storm with your initiation. Maybe between the 2 spells casting, he will get the Ball Lightning out. Maybe it just means you don't actually get the kill because you needed the extra lockdown from both spells. So a good pickup for the Storm. May even just give him opportunity to pop the BKB. Like in between the spellcast time, if you react fast on the Storm, you can potentially just BKB and then turn around and fight the Lion.
Schwan picks up an Invis. Will kind of rest himself at this choke point. He's hoping to get some intel, but hopes that he also doesn't walk across a sentry, but he does fire the rocket. paiN have an idea where he is. He's going to just quickly get himself away. Continue to play that chase game a little bit, and will find themselves out from trouble here. So, back to farm we go here. Monkeys Forever will go closer and closer towards that Lincoln's. How about Shibby? How's that man doing? Looks like a Daedalus is coming very, very soon. And we all know what that happens when an Ember Spear picks up one of those. He hits damn hard.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know what kind of retort paiN will deal with it. They have plenty of tank on ADR, but for everyone else,
top lane.
it's going to hit hard. Top lane, there goes a move on the Monkeys Forever. Quick catch right there, the blink, and without a Lincoln's yet, he's not going to be able to stop the lockdown. And that means that HFN will help out with the Scream and finish him off.
I was just about to comment on this item. This is a nice item to have against the Ember Spirit. Assault Crest picked up by HFN. The bonus armor from this will just negate a lot of that sleight of fist damage and gives armor to your whole team, so all the damage being dealt is just being slightly negated by this pickup.
And the second that kill went down, paiN just put all hands on deck towards this top lane. So I'm not sure if they're just looking to go on a hunt here or just push out this top lane as much as possible. But it's not going to come easy. The second they move everyone up there, there's already pressure coming down this mid lane. Shibby is just north of that mid-tier 2 tower. Derp is going to be close by. They're just going to try to pressure the complete other side. And already HFN is just going right back to base. Shibby, look at this.
Careful.
Yeah, he's trying to slide a fist on the wave. He's going to get caught with the Orchid. Follow up from Lion. He better hope that there's not going to be much more, and there is. He will go down. He's not able to make it away. Tries to be crafty, almost a la Ritsu, gods, from what we saw previously, trying to just find that safe bit of farm by cutting the wave so deep, but this time it's not going to be as effective.
Yeah, and that's... You kind of have to really evaluate your opponents and how can they kill you. And with an Ember Spirit not having Mantle BKB, it means like there's so many ways they can lock him down. The Queen of paiN, he sees the Lion on the map, so he's like, okay, I see Lion on the map, I'm safe. But Queen of paiN's there, Orchids him, and while the Orchid's being cast, that's when the Lion TP's in. So he's probably thinking, oh, as soon as Lion goes missing, I'll back up. But Lion goes missing and you're already Orchided. So just good execution from paiN, but ultimately a bit too greedy from Chibi.
paiN Gaming take this opportunity to go in for the Roche. It's finally going to be our first Roche at about 37 minutes in, but after the rocket from Clock, paiN are like, no thanks. But can you really blame them, though, gods? I mean, you're going against a Storm and a Clockwork. They are some of the best anti-Roche heroes you could ask for. Maybe they're just a bit nervous, and without the proper vision, they don't have that high ground ward or really any good ward near the area. I guess they'd rather just play it better safe than sorry.
Right call to just back off there. They're kind of not in a huge rush here. I think they're better off trying to look to group up and make a play, going for some more ganks and pickoffs. But right now, Dire Vision is deep in this enemy jungle. They're spotting out pretty much all of this Radiant movement, and they know exactly where paiN are.
And do paiN know where they are, though? They still continue to just dance around the pit. Very hesitant here. For a team that you feel would have just such a huge power advantage, they're very reserved, but the second I click on this net worth graph, it's actually back Root's way for the first time this game.
Oh, wow.
A long game, you got to remember, where they didn't even have Jaw for, 4 or 5 minutes. Got Monkeys Forever, who is getting shut down heavily in the mid lane and even in his own jungle. It's actually Root Gaming who are pulling this one back. I'm sure most of that is on Shibby with his recovery. Now that ever since he's picked up the Battle Fury, I'm sure, and has the cleave, now he has the DPS to back it up. The farm, I can imagine, only is going to get that much more dramatic. As you can see here in the top lane, nearly one sleight of fist is all it takes to just wipe out the entire wave.
Yeah, looking at the net worth, you can kind of see the big picture is that paiN Gaming are just farming 2 heroes and 2 heroes alone.
Yeah.
On the dire side for Root, you've got 4 heroes, all looking like decent core heroes for a late game setting. You've got Clockwork, who's 500 gold short of an Aghanim Scepter. You've even got Lina with Ags on the way as well, picking up the Guardian Green.
Roche is low here. Juan is eyeballing it, and so is Monkeys from afar. Are they going to go? Monkeys is going in, and he's not going to get it. There's a beautiful follow-up set of stuns from paiN, and he's going to get shut down. Don't even think about it. Juan also goes in, and 4 stats is out.
Didn't go for you need to BKB when you go in like that.
Yeah.
It was a good attempt. He actually got the Roshan last hit. So Roshan kill went to the dire side, so money gets picked up for them, but not worth it when your opponents get the kill in the Storm as well as the Aegis, unfortunately. So we'll see. That was a ballsy play, and I think the right kind of play to make. I guess they probably don't realize that they're actually ahead on net worth overall. They probably think the game's quite close. right now, but I still think it's worth going for that play. It's actually a pretty safe play to make if you just preemptively BKBs. You can get Winter's Curse during your BKB, but you're not going to die to the physical damage during that Winter's Curse, I feel. Or if you do, it's really close to surviving because he's got such a high HP pool.
Ja waiting in this top lane, secretly on the side. His mid lane might be a potential trade. No, HFN decides to double back, but I don't know if we acknowledged it yet. The Guardian Greaves being picked up from Ja. Maybe just really not a big fan of the silence that could come from Quap's Orchid and wants to be able to just shrug that off. Plus it adds, of course, sustain to the rest of the team and some extra heal power.
Yeah, not a bad idea. I think just almost purely at this point, it's like if there wasn't a Quap Orchid, I don't think it's worth getting because you just want to get it slows down the Aghanim Scepter quite a bit. But with the Queen of paiN in the picture, I think it's easy to justify.
We'll see here as they go back. He's actually really close to the Aghanim.
Oh, they just smoked under a ward.
Oh, you're right. You see them walk away, but there is...
Queen of paiN definitely was under the ward. I don't know if the other two heroes were, so... It also, who knows, maybe Root wasn't paying attention, because looking where Shibby is now, it doesn't look like he noticed the smoke.
They pinged him in there, he shows himself, they move in, and he gets out of there. Woo! Quick chains, and it's like, nope, no thanks. Flying.
And kind of a slow... It looked like a slow Hex, but I think it got cancelled by the Searing Chains. Quora got thrown off by the Searing Chains, and it kind of messed with him, so...
Yeah, that is just quick draw right there. And Shibby was the Pistol Pete, and he was able to just quickly fly out from trouble. Thank goodness to him. For now, holding an ulti orb here.
Linken's or Manta, I feel... I mean, Linken's is probably a bit... You're guaranteed to get value from a Linken's, but we've seen, like, you can break the Linken's and then just use another disable on it, but... The thing is with Manta's does not help against the Blink Hex of a Lion, so I think it probably will be a Linken's over the Manta style.
Manta could help with the silence if he doesn't have a BKB. But yeah, I certainly agree. We'll have to see. Hell, I've seen Scotty before on a Ember Spirit.
That's also true. Scotty, as far as tanky items go, is one of the better ones to get on an Ember Spirit.
He's in here.
This split push is an issue. paiN, you can't push. They've got to defend.
They got a TP on cooldown for Tavo, a TP on cooldown for Lion. The other two are going to go. Gyro has no TP. These are the only two who can defend.
The classic Cloud9.
This is the only two who can defend right now. HFN is first in, and if they knew that, they might have continued pushing. Look at this. Juan, does not get the catch. Freaking.
Let's go look for hook shots. He's not done. He's got another hook in 2 seconds.
Here he goes. Uh-oh. The blink. How about an ambitious hook right here? No, he's not going to go for it. Cuts to the right instead, and not going to get anyone there either. Oof.
There were multiple heroes very nearby, but just, lacked the vision, was throwing rocket flares whenever it came up to try and get the vision, but unfortunately didn't find any pickups there. Really nice play from Root there. They put a lot of pressure at top, get the tier 3 tower. They almost find some pickoffs. I feel like if they'd execute a bit better, they would have found the pickoffs at bottom lane, but strategically that was just the exact right play to make. And even if they don't get the kills that they were looking for, they're putting paiN on the back foot. paiN is just being kind of maneuvered around the map, and the mobility of the Storm, the Clockwork, the Ember Spirit, just king of the late game right now.
It's really hard to believe with where the game started and where it was going that it's actually this close and actually turning to be quite an intense game here, which obviously both these teams looking to take very, very seriously. This is their do-or-die moment right now. Oh, monkeys. His Linken's going to get popped right there from the mana drain. And he wanted to make a committed jump onto Lion, but Lion, quick to react, does decide to blink back to safety. And with that, they are going to stop pressuring this bottom, deal with this top lane a bit. And you're going to see this bit of a trade coming out from both sides. This is where we get that kind of, I'll split push here while you farm there. And we wait out for the Roach to come up, and then we'll meet there and see what the hell actually happens. But as the farming goes, do you put an advantage on the side for Root because they have this Ember? Or do you think this Gyrocopter is going to be just as much of a problem, if not more so?
I think Gyro's going to struggle late game. I think he'll get kited around a bit. He hasn't actually used his 10-second BKB yet. This BKB was his first item, and he's on 10 seconds. That is actually insane.
Pristine.
Now that I see that, it's like... I guess it was still like an okay item to go for because it meant that they never tried to kill him with Clockwork. Because like the Clockwork just gets kills on Gyro if you don't go for the item, so...
I mean, really...
I'm not trying to suggest it was a bad pickup because he hasn't used it. It's just weird to see that a Gyro at 45 minutes has not used his 16, 17-minute BKB.
I mean, I'm going to wager the fact that, unless I've forgotten, I have not seen a 5v5 kind of a fight yet. These are always like frequent 2 to pick off 1, 3 to pick off 1 kind of catches. And without that big, significant kind of a fight, maybe the closest being that Roche tussle there, I guess there really hasn't been a need for him to pop the BKB. I just haven't really seen the true battle here yet. Could be coming soon. For now, though, they're trying to get an opening on...
I think they're looking here.
Here comes...
You'll see them first.
Taba moves right in. Immediate echo. Lincoln's going to get popped. That means the silence is going to be there. And oh my god, so much hate. That Storm Spirit is dead. And then some.
He's very dead when you've got 0 Bloodstone charges. That's as dead as it gets.
Oh. Yep.
That's always a sore sight.
That's just a rock now. It's not even a good Bloodstone. He'll be out for
We're
good.
using all the ultimates. Like they're not really getting chances to use their spells. So whenever they see a kill, they'll commit 3 or 4 ultis for it without even thinking about it. And for Line, it was worth the finger in the end just to make sure he doesn't get a Bloodstone suicide off. So ensure your team gets the gold and the money for the kill. And from there, for paiN Gaming, they need what pickups like that they can get. They still have the farming. This gold graph is just dipping straight down. That's the crazy thing right now.
Just can't help but feel like that's just all Shibby. Shibby continuing to move around. Sleight of Fist, everything in his path. Little farms here, little farms there.
They're farming the jungle. Like, Lena's doing a really good job farming efficiently in the jungle. Clockwork's keeping up. paiN Gaming just kind of group... Like, they've got, again, the 3 heroes who aren't farming. It's only 2 heroes farming.
We got 4 on this bottom. This time they have TPs, though, God, so they're ready in case the split push is coming. But they're trying to bring the pressure so that Root Gaming are going to be the ones to defend. Now, Monkeys will be back in about 2 seconds. Has a buyback in reserve just in case things tend to go very sour. He does a quick classic Storm jump in from the fountain, which does some decent damage onto ADR, but he gets promptly healed up thereafter. And you'll see the first TP from HFN towards this bottom, trying to help with the split push. They know Jaw's the one to pressure, and Jaw goes right back into his little nook and waits out. So Just Queen's going to be gone. The rest of paiN pull back. Looks like Root Gaming aren't going to have to worry about any sort of high ground siege just yet, and they'll get a bit more time to keep farming up. But can't help but feel like both teams know Roche is back up and he is ready to brawl, and we have to see which team is going to be able to get in there and get it done faster. Or has an opportunity to actually just at least get it done. And as I said at the start, both teams don't really have the biggest Roche lineup. We didn't even get to see the first Roche takedown until nearly 40 minutes in.
Yeah, so we'll see if Root try and make a move towards it. They have got a pretty decent level of farm now. I'm sure Monkeys would love an Aegis in his hands with how much he's been getting pressured constantly, so... I feel like it's Root who are in the slightly better position to go for it, but we'll wait and see. Right now, the entire paiN team here is being scattered out. They've got a gem. I think they're waiting on the Arctic Bird to be able to de-ward this high ground ward. And yeah, I think they know what's up there. Wow, they actually put knobs there. I like that they've changed the size of the map so you can now tell where the ward spots are on the edge.
Yeah,
it's actually it's much nice. It's so much more logical, and it's no longer like you have to like know. It was definitely like a skill thing and practice thing, knowing the exact spots, but it goes against the concept of warding, where you need to see the cliff where you're planning the ward.
Yeah.
So
We'll have to see how often those are going to get utilized, and that is a great spot to have because Jaw and Shibby both love hiding in those trees. paiN Gaming going to relieve that pressure, but this is Root Gaming now going into the Roche, and they're doing some damn good damage. This Roche down to already about a quarter of its life. They should be able to grab it up, and we'll have to see. It looks like it is going to be picked up for Monkeys, so even with no Bloodstone, he will be able to have a quick return. Look at that. Derp able to throw together an Agnum Scepter as well onto his Rubik. Lots of stealing here, and lots of great ultimates to steal as well. Wouldn't mind seeing a bit of a Rubik exhibition here in this upcoming team fight. A quick Winter's Curse snag, and then maybe a finger thereafter. Snag a call down, an echo, and while they snagged the kill top lane, we saw the back end of it there. HFN is going to get the final catch, but Shibby goes down.
yeah, the Queen of Pain Hex pickup leading to a kill there, and they actually held their ultis. They've still got Winter's Curse. They've only got the Finger of Death on cooldown, so they may look to potentially keep on applying pressure around this top side of the map, although they have got bottom lane to deal with. Gyrocopter can push out the lane, so he's got boots of travel, which means he can defend mid, defend bottom, and regroup with his team where he pleases, so...
Here comes paiN, though. Shibby's out. They would love to force him to buyback. And they're going to even flak cannon down this first wave. Here they come.
Split pushes there from Jar, though. And not the biggest threat of a split pusher. You can spam out the waves, but ultimately the actual damage onto the buildings is not going to be that scary.
Flak cannon stolen from Derp. We'll see our Rubik flak it out right now. See if he can clear out a wave or two.
That's an interesting idea for defense.
For now, though, the Rockets, the Cogs, anything they can to keep them back. Ja is now inside the base. He's actually getting some respectable damage on that tier 3, more than what paiN seemed to be doing. Jump in from Monkeys will clear out the remaining wave, but they will be able to take the tier 3. Jump in hook from Juan. He's just trying his best to slow them down. They're able to expose the racks here, but they could do the same on the bottom. Oh, maybe not. HFN is rotating in, and he gets that sheep on the Ja. Ja's not going to be making it away. Follow-up Orchid silence. And he will be going down without any sort of mana. There also might catch Cat here. Cat, Glimmer, TP. No! He just evaporated, so I wasn't even sure if he made it out or not. He does end up going down. That means a gem's also going to hit the deck. It's pinged out, but not grabbed yet. So it's a one-for-one trade. Technically, a support for a support.
Yeah, not too bad for paiN even losing the gem there, because they can just rebuy it. Line will instantly rebuy a new gem. So it is a extra 900 gold swing, but I mean, strategically they take the tier 3 mid tower. The bottom tower essentially gets taken by Rune. It's on 90 HP, but that was already a pretty low HP tower as it was, so we'll see what paiN's next move is. The Solar Crest pickup on Earthshaker, I really like it. I mean, at this point, they need just the utility items to go for these pushes. Chuck it on the front liner like the Gyrocopter or the Queen of paiN, so they can just initiate in, have the evasion, have the extra armor. This game's still anyone's game right now.
One charge for Monkeys, so it's something. Crawling his way back up, but yeah, top 2 net worth still belong to.
It's not much.
Gyro and Co-op, but I mean, if you really look at it, Shibby is right there on their heels.
Yeah.
With Monkeys to follow. Turning into quite the farm-intensive game when really so much is at stake between being able to stay alive and dream of that trip to Singapore to participate in the huge LAN and a piece of that 200,000 prize pool. Top lane, tier 3, which is already down. Rax is already exposed. A wealth of range creeps here that HFN will farm up. Just Root Gaming kind of letting paiN know that they will keep this pressure up, the split pressure up, so their best chance of being able to break into the Root Gaming base is for taking a pretty big team fight. But they still have the Aegis on the side of Root. Monkeys is still holding it here, so I was going to say they should maybe consider putting it to use. They are smoked up and heading towards this bottom lane. We'll see if they can do anything.
They've got Ember Spirit at top, but you can always boot to travel in. It looks like that is going to be the plan as Root are 5-manning the bottom lane.
Oh, hook shot. Swing and a miss right down the middle. They scout out the Wyvern, but he's able to Arctic Burn and force staff to safety. It looks like Root Gaming aren't going to be able to get the catch right there. And they'll have to double back instead.
I would say unconventional build from Wyvern, not having Arctic Burn max at level 12. I mean, late game max Cold Embrace is great because it is percent-based heal, but the cooldown on Arctic Burn is so good as well. You really want that 20-second cooldown.
Yeah. From playing Wyvern myself, it feels like it depends on the game. Sometimes you got pressure like this coming, you want a max Splinter Blast, but look at Monkeys. Jumps right in, not popping his BKB again, but he just relies on the Lincolns for now, is able to commit, takes down the Wyvern. That's another gem going down. July's going to be forced out to safety. Monkeys without the BKBs, still in trouble. He's just going to hold it reserve. He's going to save it probably for a second life, the Aegis, I'd imagine here. But look at ADR. He's the one trucking, manning up, trying to keep everyone else backing away here. Zhuang going to get caught in the fissure with Monkeys. Monkeys just getting every little bit he can before he is to go down, but they're not going to finish him off. It looks like they're waiting for the Aegis to expire. Very crafty play for paiN. It's gone now, so he might need to get away. He's going to heal up, though. Heals up, jumps back in. ADR trying to go for Shibby, sees the trouble behind, turns back, but it's too late. Lion goes down, and he's going to get slashed apart. Now they're putting a 2-on-1 onto ADR, but HFN is there. They just have the big wave, but they're going to finish off ADR. That's 3 all day, 4 with the gyro. He's going to be forced to buy back. Comes in, but look at Root Gaming, all still alive and well, only costing him that Aegis, which wasn't even expended but expired. Shibby purchases up a Monkey King bar. Makes his return. Look at Root Gaming go.
Yeah, the key thing if you're waiting for that Aegis to expire is you've got to prevent the regen from kicking in, because he effectively got the Aegis respawn when he got back to full HP and mana and went back in, took out the Lion, and Well, they're ready to go, and
Hook
there's the
on
hook.
the HFN will bump him back straight into a vortex pull, and he's annihilated. 97 seconds unless he chooses to buy back here, which he might have to because these Raxes are in trouble. Look at Shibi's damage, just easily chops through the first one. They're going to put their attention on the second. That's going to be the melee going down, and they will pull back. Root Gaming getting so much done considering the disadvantage they've had from the start. Jaw being absent and Monkeys Forever in the troubled mid lane. They are back and in prime form.
This has just been quite a showing from Root. Their mid to late game play has just been on point. Controlled the map really well there. Storm is well and truly recovered. He's got Bloodstone charges again, Dakota. Sitting on 6 of them.
Holy crap.
It's a Christmas miracle.
23-15, net worth and XP both pretty heavy in favor of Root at this point, but we're getting to that late game period where it just really comes down to the proper execution and really who will have those buybacks ready to live on, which they were able to preserve HFN's buyback there, but Gyros had to be used. Frantically pushing out this bottom lane. Gyro, who is holding an ulti orb here. What is he going for? A Scotty to take up that much further, or is he going to be going for his own type of Lincolns?
I will probably say the Scotty, but Scotty's more normally an item you want against like carries that are going to look to just man up and fight you, and I feel like it's not the kind of item that's going to help a lot against the Storm or the Ember Spirit as much, because your main issues against these heroes is the fact that they're so mobile, they're kiting you around, and I don't think Scotty necessarily helps there, which is where I wonder if it will be something different like a Lincoln's. Even a Sheepstick you could like theory craft around just because they need the lockdown. And the thing is, they've got lockdown from Lion and Earthshaker, but these two heroes are falling very quickly in a fight. So maybe Gyro's like, well, I'm in the front lines. I need to disable of my own, but more likely it'll be something standard like the Lincolns or the Scotty.
I worry though for paiN, their shortcomings. They can get very tanky, and they have the support, they have the lockdown, as you mentioned, but the damage at this point in the game just seems to not be matching up with at least where Root Gaming is. I mean, you look at Gyrocopter and his huge, deck of an inventory, and yeah, he hits hard. Then you look at someone like Shibi, and you're like, does he really hit hard? Because you look at Shibi, and he's sleight of fisting 139 plus 376 with a crit on top of it. MKB doesn't care about your butterfly. It just does not seem to match up at all, gods. It feels like this Gyro, as we saw even in that last fight, he's like, oh, just sit there and truck these two, no problem. But yeah, then he gets just decimated. I don't know what they're going to do.
Crazy thing is, before that fight, Shibi had 0 kills and 1 assist. He had very little involvement. He'd been farming like crazy, but it really just speaks to what Root were trying to do. They were trying to delay the game, take it to the late game, play the farm game, because they've been ahead on net worth for quite some time now, and that's with heroes like Ember Spirit not getting involved, not getting kills. Even Lina was just kind of split pushing and ratting, so as a whole, Root's game plan has been much more kind of farm and objective based, whereas paiN has maybe overemphasized going for kills and not taking objectives.
And this Shibi is not even a Root Gaming member. He is just standing in for Root today. He is from Team Imagine, formerly known as Leviathan. He's their mid lane player, or was at least their mid lane player. And here he is, filling in a best-of-1 elimination match for Root, playing an Ember Spirit, and I mean, I don't want to say he's the sole reason they're coming back into this game, but he certainly is proving that he is the big impact here in at least the late game, which obviously is what matters. And it's going to be Root who do the first real significant base damage here. Bottom racks are going to be eliminated. The top racks are already exposed. The damage that paiN have done, they have only eliminated the tier 3 in the mid lane, so not quite as comparable, but we'll have to see. Could go back to a smoke play here, actually.
Oh, yeah.
paiN on the move.
This time around, not being scattered. They've had some kind of misfortunes with their rotations, their smokes, and getting spotted out around the map, but there's a huge creep wave pushing in bottom lane, so they've got to find a pick almost right away. Storm is a potential. They're very close to him. Has Lincolns, though, so not going to be... I mean, look at top, look at bottom lane. This is where it's just so obvious you're smoked out. If you're not farming either of these two lanes...
Yeah.
Root have got to know what's going on here.
Looks like the Roche bug is still there, even on my home computer, gods. I have no idea when this Roche will be up.
Yeah.
But at some point between 3 and 8
minutes.
minutes.
Just expired about 3 minutes ago, so probably sometime in the next 2 to 3 minutes, I guess.
Here we go. it actually forces paiN Gaming back to the top lane. Their smoke venture is not going to be very fruitful. So they're back, and now they're going to be the team on their very defensive holdup. And this game started very cat and mouse. It was very Root Gaming running, avoiding all fights. Now it's them looking for the opportunities and kind of just playing with their food almost in paiN Gaming.
Yeah, and paiN feel pressure, they've got to make a play. So when paiN go all missing at the map, Root just back off a little bit and wait till they figure out what's going on and then take the advantage. Holy crap, Shibi's got a second Daedalus now. His damage is going to get absurd. He's 6-slotted now, and he hits like a freaking truck.
This is ridiculous. He hit so hard. They spotted out Zhuan there near the Roche pit, even committed a call down, which I know isn't the worst thing in the world, but they were not able to catch up. He will TP away from trouble. And now paiN Gaming quickly have to retreat back to their home here and save it. Yep. See Tavo already just trying to keep this pressure back. Look at Root. I mean, they're just taking over the control of this map, farming it from top to bottom. And it's working out. It's really hard to say what were the big drawbacks here for paiN Gaming. Was it not being able to do quite enough? Was it the way they prioritized their farm? I mean, they put so much into those two powerhouses that everyone else just really was left with nothing. Still the bottom three of this net worth. Do you think that is more the reason why things have ended up where they are right now?
Yeah.
Is it just Root just kind of outclassing them? Yeah.
And your Winter Wyvern's still level 13. 60 minutes in a game, you've got a level 13 hero. That's a big concern. And then even the levels on the other kind of supports is not looking too good. But, I mean, Earthshaker and offlane's in a pretty good position. This is just a lineup that's going to struggle to go late game unless they get kind of crazy items on heroes like Earthshaker, even your Lion or Winter Wyvern. You want to have like a late game refresher on Winter Wyvern to go for pickoffs. So I think what paiN needed was to find more pickoffs because they got just pulled apart by the constant split push coming in from Storm, from Lina was just constantly in the bottom lane split pushing, and they didn't actually kill Lina all that much, so feels like Root Gaming just kind of split pushed their way back into this game.
Oh, paiN Gaming better get there quick if they want to try to contest this Roche. Root Gaming actually are going to step out, a jump in. They see that Roche is up. They see that someone has been fighting it. We're looking over the vision here. They see a brief glimpse of Derp. Walks in, Safe Glimmer is going to grab the Blink. Nice grab for him. While this is
Lina
happening,
again split pushing.
Yep, Jaw. Little Jaw here, man. He has been doing the split push Lina so well this game. Taking advantage of that ridiculous long range.
It's one of those things where this is not a game where Lina's going to have a good KDA, but the impact Lina's had on this game has been impressive. The reason Lina split push is because Lina's the most expendable. If they want to kill Lina, they sure as hell can, but it means they give up a Roshan, they give up something else on the map, and it's for a support Lina. If it's a Storm or an Ember Spirit split pushing, it's well worth killing him, obviously, but that's rarely the case. Although, right now, Shibi's like, I see a 3 racks.
Call down from ADR, more so to just quickly clear out this pesky push. They'll see the gyro is going to be forced back, so Shibi makes his committed jump. Now hanging out near that Roche pit again. He's going to drop a safety remnant while sleight of fisting from up and behind. Meanwhile, bottom. They got Derp, though. Space for my team as they do the Roche. But top lane, oh, look at that. Look at ADR. Finally catches Jaw. Stop split pushing my top lane. Rocket barrages and takes him down. Jaw's going to be taken out, so will Derp. And unfortunately for Root, they couldn't utilize that bit of space to move in and quickly take the Roche down. Just a bit too risky for him.
Yeah, now they've lost too many, and maybe paiN taking Roshan. We could see buybacks come out. I think it might be worth using buybacks to contest Roshan.
Clock is here. Storm is here. This time he might be KB. There it is. They got it.
Lina's got no TP. That's the issue.
Oh man, that slide of fist damage! Oh, HFN gonna get caught. Gonna get saved with the cold embrace. No follow-up cogs just yet. Monkeys moves in as Roche goes down, but Gyro's gonna grab it up. Still does not pop his BKB. And now he's gonna be in a bit of trouble, but there he's able to grab the cheese, uses it, pops the BKB, denies something. I didn't even get to see what it was. Goes to the high ground to hide out, sidesteps the call down, but they did lose Shibi. They lost their Ember Spirit. He's out 90 seconds. No buyback. Zhuan on the run, gets hit with the fissure, but he's able to get down a decent cog and just walk away here. Oh boy, jump in. He gets the hook shot to Tavo, follow up from Monkeys. Can he get the finish? He's trying for it. He's trying. He can't get it. Cold Embrace is going to be there, and so will the Glimmer Cape. Tavo's going to live.
They want to get something done. Ember's dead. This is the time to strike. You can actually push when this hero is dead.
But where can they push? Bottom is pushed in. Top is pushed in. Middle's pretty pushed in.
They got 57 seconds if they want to go down the mid lane. Gyro can push out the lanes, then travels in. He needs mana though. That's the big issue right now. And I think it was Gyrocopter's ultimate orb that got denied by the Storm in the Roshan pick. He dropped the ultimate orb to pick up
Oh,
Aegis,
Swan gets a catch onto Wyvern. The follow-up again comes from Monkeys, but again will be a force out. A Glimmer and a Cold Embrace. They can't grab him. Now HFN wants to move in. Monkeys going to be forced to pop that BKB, and he will TP away from trouble. Swan also makes his way
HFN
out.
almost has a refresher. That's going to be double BKB, double Hex, double Orchid. Less is scary. He probably won't even be considering a double Orchid when he uses it. It'll be all about the double Hex BKB.
Oh, for sure. But they're not going to get there before Shibby gets up.
Oh.
Shibby's got 10 seconds, and one Sleight of Fist, Gods, is pretty much all it will take to stop the big wave coming in. But if they can get a catch, they can draw Root Gaming out from that base. That might be all it takes here. It's attention towards Root now, for them to pull out a big defense. Again, Jaw on that top lane, your split place Luna. Or Lena, rather, getting back into her position. But look at this. Juan doing his best, keeping him away from the base. Actually makes a committed jump in onto one. Not going to get him again. Now's the follow-up from Monkeys. He's going to go for the backliner here, but Cat quickly blinks over and helps out with a Cold Embrace. The third time straight. Monkeys is not going to be able to get a follow-up kill. But here comes Shibby. He decides to move in. Oh my! Look at that damage! Huge Sleight of Fist does tremendous work, even onto ADR. Cat's in a bit of trouble. Gets a curse off, a self-Cold Embrace, and then get the kill on Shibby! What an unbelievable turnaround for paiN Gaming. And now they're going to be the ones looking to move back in. ADR barely in line, but Juan's going to jump in now. Hook shot for him. Gets bumped out and away from the cogs. That's going to be his Aegis finally being popped now.
That's an important Aegis kill. Top lane, they lose a ranged Rax here. Lena is split pushing again.
Freaking job!
The hero will get the melee Rax as well. Oh my golly gosh.
Look at paiN. They're like, we got to get back. ADR's got no TP. Lion's got a TP, but he's going to run the old-fashioned way. And Ja.
Lena, 2-5-2, has not had a kill or assist in the longest time. Is winning Root this game right now.
2 Raxes down now. For Root. They lost Shibby twice. Oh, no, she's not. She blinks away. Rocket, can she make it out before the rocket comes? She can. Ja is such a player. Hurricane or not. This kid's he's bringing a hurricane of play right here in this game. Oh my, Juan moves in right on the bottom, gets a big hook shot. What the hell was that? Huge damage reflected right back onto HFN. He will get annihilated there with the long jump from Monkeys. This time he gets the catch. Monkeys looking to retreat away with barely any mana, has to run from the gyro while everyone else in the company makes their move on the Juan. He could be brought down. He will be brought down, but he does have a buyback. Monkeys should as well here if he is to be caught. He will have a buyback, and it looks like he will not be caught. We'll be able to jump up the high ground here. What a hell of a game here.
Ooh, this is getting wacky. paiN yet to take a lane of Rax, and they're down 2 lanes of Rax, and that's where you've got to favor Root Gaming. They've got this Ember Spirit's been caught out a couple of times here in the late game, which, I mean, both times you look at him and you're like, oh gosh, this is a problem. He's just slightly misplayed, he's been caught out, but paiN have never been able to capitalize on it. Twice in a row, Shibby dies without buyback, and paiN get nothing. That's where you've got to be feeling really good if you're Root, because you're thinking, okay, our Ember gets caught out and slightly misplays, and they don't even get a rack. They don't get any objectives. We're cruising.
This is crazy. And they take down Shibby 2 times. They don't get anything really done with it. Root actually get more done losing Shibby. This is just crazy. And they're going to have to just step back and wait. ADR can harass a bit with these illusions. I mean, we could see a bit of a slow play here, Gods, until that new Aegis is going to be up. But Monkeys at 7 charges. Once at 8, then down to 0. Now back up to 7.
And we're kind of getting to the point where it doesn't matter too much about the charges. I mean, if he had like 20 to 30 charges right now, then it matters. But they're not getting. They only have 16 kills the entire game, so it's not going to affect his respawn that much. The buyback. It's also all about the buyback. The one thing that's nice about the Bloodstone is just the suicide to deny gold from your opponents potentially. So we're kind of reached the point at least where it doesn't really matter what the Bloodstone count is necessarily.
Here's paiN. They're hungry, but they can't find a meal. Looking and prowling through the Root Gaming jungle. They're going to be coming up short. They take this time to plant a pretty deep ward. Shibby has been muscling down this top lane, relieving Jaw of his long rat duty, who is currently taking a rest way up in the top corner of the map. Way up there. He's just like, this is my position now. This is my life.
He's got this refresher.
Oh, they're going for Monkeys mid lane. They finally get him up mid lane. Move in. Winter's Curse, he's done for.
Oh, nice pick.
It's a big catch. He does have a buyback. 68 seconds, paiN Gaming. They think that that's going to be enough for them. Here they come down this mid lane once more, where a Rax is already exposed. No tier 3 standing here.
We may see Ja actually participate in a team fight for the first time. With a Fresher, that's a double Laguna. Probably aimed directly at someone like Gyrocopter.
Oh man, that would be just dramatic here. We'll see if he can do it though. Shibby has a buyback if he does die this time. But they're starting to move in. Slide of Fist again, gonna catch on ADR. ADR eats a bit of damage. HFN decides to move on to Shibby. There's Monkeys, he buys back, he moves in. Pops out the damage, they quickly take out the Lion. Now they look for ADR here. There's that one Laguna. And there's an Echo as a follow-up here. Not going to be too big here. Tavo barely able to etch away after using said Echo. But they've already lost 2. ADR even had to buy back. TP's in. If he dies here, this could be the end of paiN Gaming. But he is confident and trucks towards Ja. Not going to be able to grab him. Sends out a rocket. Shibby. Ooh, double remnant forward. Not going to be enough. Does have his own buyback here. Still holds it. 96 seconds otherwise. But paiN, this is their all-in. They've already committed a couple of buybacks here. They cannot turn back and run. There is pressure coming inside their base, but they have got to make this count.
And they probably feel confident. They know both Lagunas were used.
Now they use their own. The finger going to go on to Juan. Juan looks to turn back, puts the rocket onto him, but they're putting their attention more pulling on the Monkeys, who's going to get glimmered and saved. There's the buyback from Ember. Shibby looking to move in, tries to get HFN in the back, but Cold Embrace is there. And it's all over the place. There's HFN. He's going to get caught. Juan moves in. They turn it back. They're going to be able to take out the Earthshaker. He's going to be buying back. Same with HFN. 40R has no buyback if they can get him here, and that's going to be the Laguna. He does go down. HFN could be next. paiN, these are their last lives here, and it's a double kill for Monkeys. That hookshot not going to connect, but here comes Monkeys. He knows that this is the big one. The Radiant Throne is under attack here, and the lone survivor is Cat, trying to defend it, and they can't do it. Root Gaming will win this best of one. One hell of a turnaround comeback. You're talking about a game where they had lost their 5th player for at least 4 to 5 minutes due to weather issues. Makes his return, and paiN Gaming end up going down. What a crazy game.
I even thought paiN had it there. I think that was the right play. They were down 4 racks. They had to all in, and like Lina used the Refresher Laguna, both Lagunas, the first on the line, the second on the Gyro. So they buy back everyone, and okay, there's no Lagunas left. Everyone on the Dire side's kind of low. They actually kill the Ember Spirit as well. Things are kind of looking good for them, but just the constant sustain, the clockwork just was throwing hook after hook, cog after cog, and Root Gaming just somehow scraped out the victory. That was really just an absolute brawl between these two teams.
That was crazy. Absolutely crazy. I don't want to go on too long here. We're obviously way past schedule. It took 2.5 hours from when we were supposed to start to finally finish that best of one, and we still have 2 other series to come hereafter. So we got to quickly jump off and jump back in. Our next best of one series will be Fire Dota going against Sector V. We're going to quickly jump off for that one, folks. So congratulations again to Root Gaming on advancing forward in the lower bracket. I'm Coddle Guy for Beyond the Summit, joined of course from none other than David Parker, Gods. We'll be back in just a moment for more Dota action, folks. Thank you for your patience and thank you for sticking around. We'll see you very soon.